Some things in college football just feel right. Alabama winning championships. The Grove packed on a Saturday. And the Egg Bowl delivering pure, uncut chaos. This isn't just a rivalry. It's a 100-year-old blood feud built on unfiltered hatred. It's a game that plays by its own rules of physics, sportsmanship, and sanity. And now, in 2025, the drama is cranked to 11, with one man at the center of it all, Lane Kiffin. The Ole Miss coach has his team knocking on the door of a historic college football playoff berth, but the entire state of Mississippi is holding its breath. He's being courted by Seke rivals, with whispers of 9-figure contracts swirling. It has become a massive distraction, with pundits questioning his loyalty and Ole Miss officials confirming a decision on his future will come the day after the Egg Bowl. But this isn't just another coaching carousel story. It's the perfect fuel for this rivalry's fire. So before this year's game adds another bonkers chapter, let's look back at the most insane brawls. Unbelievable upsets and legendary moments that make the Egg Bowl the most unhinged game in sports. Trust me, the Lane Kiffin saga is just another Tuesday in the long, bizarre history of Ole Miss versus Mississippi State. To get why this rivalry is so uniquely hostile, you have to rewind to the beginning. Before it was called the Egg Bowl, it was a bare-knuckle battle for bragging rights, and civil wasn't in anyone's vocabulary. Ole Miss and Mississippi A&M, what state was called back then, first played in 1901. For years, the Bulldogs owned the series, running up a 13-game winning streak that drove the Rebels mad. But on Thanksgiving Day, 1926, everything changed. Ole Miss finally snapped the streak with a tight 7-6 win in Starkville. Ecstatic Ole Miss fans, after more than a decade of losing, stormed the field to tear down the goalposts. Mississippi A&M fans weren't about to let that happen. A massive brawl broke out, with fans reportedly grabbing whatever they could, including cane-bottom chairs, and using them as weapons until they splintered into pieces. It was total mayhem. Realizing the rivalry was about to boil over into something truly dangerous, the student bodies of both schools decided a change was needed to prevent future violence. Their idea was to create a trophy, something tangible for the winner to take home so fans wouldn't feel the need to rip the stadium apart. They settled on a brass, regulation-sized football on a wooden base. But because footballs in the 1920s looked more like giant, golden eggs, the trophy came out looking exactly like that. The next year, the first Battle for the Golden Egg was played, and a new, slightly more civilized tradition of chaos began. The Egg Bowl has a knack for endings that defy all logic. But nothing, and I mean nothing, compares to the meteorological madness of 1983. It's a moment so wild it has its own holy name, the Immaculate Deflection. Here's the scene. It's the final seconds of the game, and Ole Miss is barely holding on to a 24-23 lead. But Mississippi State has the ball and is lining up for a chip shot 27-yard field goal to win it all. It flies straight and true, looking like it's going to sail through the uprights for a Bulldogs victory. But then the impossible happens. As the ball gets close to the goalposts, a sudden vicious gust of wind, reportedly blowing around 40 miles per hour, just stops it dead. The ball hangs in the air for a second before it's blown violently backward, falling short in the end zone. No good. Ole Miss wins. The stadium was in complete shock. Mississippi State had dominated, only to have the win literally snatched away by the weather. If the 1983 game was an act of God, the 1999 Egg Bowl was a comedy of human error and bad bounces. Known simply as the pick and the kick, many consider it the most chaotic finish in the rivalry's history. Ole Miss was in control, leading 20-6 deep into the fourth quarter. But Mississippi State stormed back and tied the game at 20-20 with just 27 seconds left. All Ole Miss had to do was take a knee and head to overtime. But they didn't. Quarterback Romaro Miller threw a pass that was deflected by Mississippi State cornerback Robert Bean. As the ball fluttered, Bean accidentally kicked it with his own foot, sending it into the arms of another Bulldog defender, Eugene Clinton, who returned it deep into Ole Miss territory with only 8 seconds left. The Bulldogs sent out kicker Scott Westerfield, who drilled a 44-yard field goal as time expired. Mississippi State won 23-20. It was a spectacular, self-inflicted defeat for Ole Miss. Just when you thought the Egg Bowl couldn't get any more absurd, 2019 happened. This game delivered maybe the most unbelievable ending in modern college football, a moment now famously known as the Piston Miss. With just 4 seconds left, Ole Miss trailed Mississippi State 21-14. Rebels quarterback Matt Corral threw a touchdown to receiver Elijah Moore, making it 21-20. All they needed was the extra point to tie and force overtime. But Elijah Moore, caught up in the moment, decided to celebrate. He got down on all fours in the end zone and mimicked a dog hiking its leg to pee a direct taunt of the Mississippi State Bulldogs. The penalty flag flew instantly. Unsportsmanlike conduct. The 15-yard penalty turned a simple 20-yard kick into a much tougher 35-yarder. Kicker Luke Logan stepped up and hooked it wide. Right, game over. Mississippi State won 21-20 because of a touchdown celebration. The fallout was swift. Days later, Ole Miss head coach Matt Luke was fired, a decision many linked directly to that embarrassing moment. And in a twist of fate, that coaching change cleared the way for the school to hire its next leader, Lane Kiffin. From chair-throwing riots and wind-blown field goals to career-ending celebrations, the Egg Bowl has proven it's the most gloriously unhinged rivalry in college football.